A review of marital, legal, and theological implications in a contemporary Muslim controversy. Correspondence to the architect of the Oregon Farm Masjid. Subject: analysis of marital validity, Islamic jurisprudence and community responsibility in a case of civil divorce and subsequent zina. Hamza Amal Ali, Pastor Stephen J. O'Malley. The Drawn Chapel Inc. / Masjid Al-Tawakkul and Madrasa. 450 Curtin Ard. Anloff, or 97,424. 541, 735-4800. Steezus@gmail.com. January 27, 2026. Prof. A.H. Sharif Salim. Bowie State University. Department, Language, Literature, and Cultural Studies. Bowie, M.D. 20715. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ya Prof. Salim. Dear respected brother, our bond, wife's 2023 flight meeting, your immaculate masjid plans for our Oregon farm, golden years invite, shines as Uncle Phil Dean exemplar, cherished deeply. Irony's wound revert pastor, 11-16-22, Q2, 285 Mummin, here and obey. Quran final no hadith post Q7 185, 45-6, 77-50. Muhammad 25 1 over Kitabi distortions. Born raised should elevate Q5, 48 followers of Jesus to Islam above others. Yet civil sham divorce leaves act intact, no talak/cul/fask. Her Valentine's Zina, Q17, 32 conceiving baby with non-Muslim. His Shahada Eve of 3/8/25 public nikah, battle void, no Ida Q65 4 till birth. Ongoing Zina Cabra, child Nasab to my bed. Nafaka flows as faithful husband, yet mosque barred, rights violated. Analysis confirms marriage persists. Second ceremony null, woman not free. Wali Imam D home complicity sins collectively. Cul/fask plus Ida only path. Hypocrisy piles with unquranic traditions. She wed baby daddy for veil, bonds shift, scarring revert Iman beyond me. Your silence on pleas from farm kin, her B-day tomorrow newborn here, cuts from one so just. As masjid architect guide rectification, public tawbah call. Your guidance as both the architect of our envisioned masjid and a moral authority in our community is sought in rectifying a deeply distressing matter, one that tests the boundaries of Islamic marital law, individual accountability, and institutional complacency. Theological and juridical foundations of the marriage bond. Indissolubility of the act without shari termination. Islamic jurists universally agree that a civil divorce, lacking proper talaq, kul, or fask, judicial annulment, does not dissolve the nikah. The Quran mandates procedural safeguards for divorce, Q65:14, ensuring fairness and clarity in dissolution. Key evidence includes Q2 229-230, prescriptive steps for divorce, emphasizing Ida, waiting period, and witnesses. Classical jurisprudence, Hanafi, Shafi, Maliki, Hanbali rulings. A civil divorce absent shari mechanisms leaves the act intact. Al-Mabsut, Saraksi, Mughni al-Mudad, Shirazi. The illegitimacy of the second ceremony. A woman remains bound to her first husband until shari divorce is executed. Any subsequent marriage is battle void due to Q4:24, prohibiting marriage to a woman already in wedlock. MUH letter 1E63 a. Q17:32, the grave sin cabra of zina, compounded by conception. The so-called nikah on 3/8/25, conducted before the birth, thus lacking Ida per Q65:4, is Islamically null. The child's nasab lineage belongs to the lawful husband unless lien impugnation is invoked, a process absent here. Community complicity in ongoing transgressions. Mosque leadership's role in de-home oppression. The imam who officiated the second ceremony and attendees bear collective sin. Q524. Ignoring the wife's non-free status. Gayer letter 1E25 URRA. Violating the prohibition on facilitating haram. Ibn Taymiyyah. Majmu al-Fatawa 32-276. Un-Islamic traditions, enabling hypocrisy. The wife's adoption of hijab post-second marriage exemplifies nifaq, hypocrisy, exploiting Islamic symbols while engaging in zina. This mirrors Q63:13, condemning those who prioritize optics over piety. The Quranic divorce process mandates exhausting every effort at reconciliation first, including family arbitration before any separation, whether husband-initiated talaq, khula, or fasq, reflecting the phased revocable structure in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:226-32, At-Talaq 65:17, and An-Nisa 4:35. Reconciliation priority. Quran 4:35 requires appointing 2 equitable arbiters, one from each family if discord arises, aiming to reconcile and preserve the marriage. Only if reconciliation proves impossible does separation proceed. This step precedes all others, embodying every effort to save the marriage as noted. Husband-initiated sequence, talaq. Since no talaq has been pronounced, first pronouncement starts revocable phase during Ida 3 Quru, spaced by 2 or periods, with maintenance housing provided. Revocation possible explicitly or via relations. Third is irrevocable. Alternatives if no talaq. Khula, wife initiated 229. Return mar, seek release post-arbitration. Fasq, judicial dissolution for harm failure, only after failed arbitration. 4:35. Corrected path, prioritizing reconciliation. For invalid unions or disputes. Arbitration first, mandatory per 4:35. Tawbah, alongside reconciliation. Shari separation, only post-failed arbitration talaq, if husband, khula, or fasq with ida if consummated. Nafaka, financial support, and marital rights. Despite her betrayal, the husband's continued nafaka underscores his fidelity. Q4:34. Denying his mosque access violates Q5:8 justice for believers. The Ummah's integrity hinges on adherence to divine law over cultural appeasement. As the masjid's architect, your voice can demand a public correction, taghir al-munkar, restore the husband's rights, and annul the false marriage. Silence perpetuates fitna, discord. Justice requires action. Q4:135. May Allah guide us to uphold haq truth and avert collective punishment. Q8:25. Kar in Akhira. Hamza Amo Ali, Pastor Stephen J. O'Malley.